So this is on a Ford Windstar, a 2003 Ford Windstar, and I'm trying to clean out the mass airflow sensor to see if it clears up a couple of trouble codes that I got, and it's P0171 and P0174. The mass airflow sensor is inside of here. You can kind of see it down here. It's kind of a flat piece coming down from the round end. First thing you got to do is loosen up this clamp here on this end, and on the other end release this clamp here. It holds it onto the air filter. The air filter is down in here, and the other thing you have to do before you can remove it is to disconnect the wire that goes to the mass airflow sensor. It kind of winds underneath there a little bit. Disconnect this wire. And then there's also back in the back side, you can almost see it, it's a vacuum hose that comes out from the accordion piece of it, right there. You have to pull, once you have it all loose, you can kind of pull that out from the black tube that goes down back under towards the firewall into that rubber part of the accordion part here. So I have it all kind of loosened right now. Maybe I can do it. Disconnect this guy here. That's the wire comes off there. So now that's free. This is already loose here. I already loosened that up. That's loose. Well, there might be a wire up here on this bracket here. There's a little holder here for a wire. Just get that off there so that this is free. Totally free here. This end is free. And a little bit work itself away from there a little bit at a time. Yeah. And then once it kind of is a little bit loose, you could probably just wiggle it with your hand. And now you can sort of see back in here this hose that has to be disconnected right here. This black part, shiny black part, has to come away from this duller rubber part here. You kind of wiggle it with one hand and pull with the other on the there. See, that popped right out of there, that little vacuum hose. And then on this end, it just kind of comes apart, comes out. And then you take this over on the bench, and this is where you'll continue to work to remove the mass airflow sensor to get into it and clean it or replace it. Okay, the next step, now that we have this out of the motor and up onto the bench here, we have to take remove the wire harness from the mass airflow sensor that's in here. And what you want to do first is you want to take off this, loosen up, there's probably going to be some tape around this little tube that's kind of holding all the wires together. And then you can pull it back a little bit. What that'll do is that'll give release a little of the pressure and spread these wires out a little bit more. Because what we need to do now is it's just like a little rubber piece here that's holding sealing the air, and what you're doing is you're kind of wiggling this rubber piece back and forth, and these wires are sliding through the rubber as you're moving it away from the housing there. So it just comes out like this. I'm trying to do it on video at the same time. And that rubber piece is just sliding on the wires. The connection has not been broken down inside. Once you get it back out of the way, then you can take a little screwdriver and pop the wire harness loose. So that's what it looks like when you remove the wire connections. And then the next step will be to remove this piece here from the outside part, and you could use a screwdriver and twist and pry up on 4 spots on it, and do it in 4 places. And then that guy will come right up, and that's the mass airflow sensor right there. And there's 2 screws here, and it requires what they call a tamper-proof torque wrench, and it's a size T20. It's a normal torque wrench, except in the middle of the screw head is a little like pin sticking up, and so a normal torque wrench wouldn't work. So you have to get a set of torque wrenches that have a little hole. I don't know if you can see it or not, but they have little holes in the middle of the wrench itself, so it can go down over the top of that little pin that's in there. And then just take those 2 out. Those 2 come out real easily. This is to remove the sensor from the plastic tubing here. And then it's out, and down inside here is where you do the cleaning. The little wires that are there. It's hard to see with the focus, but it's inside there where you would do the cleaning. Okay, so now the part is clean, or if you're going to replace it, just get the new part and reverse the process. Put the mass airflow sensor back on here. Then you would put this part back up in here, lining it up. It only goes one way, so that the connector for the wires is lined up at the hole in the side here. And then reconnect the wire and slide this little rubber piece down as you push it in, and to seal it back up here, and then put it all back into the engine compartment. We got it all cleaned up. We're going to put it all back together. We want to remember to do everything that in reverse order that we did bringing it out. We want to kind of line it up. I'm not going to be able to do this while I'm recording, but kind of line up this right end here first, and then kind of get it closer in position, and then you can reconnect the vacuum line that's in the back. Don't forget to reconnect the electrical, and then fit this back on the throttle body down here, and tighten up this clamp, put this one down, and everything should be back in order.